Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us now, Around the Region is hosting its first ever debate. Our guests are the two mayoral candidates for Cold Lake, the incumbent mayor, Mr. Craig Copeland, and a third-term running councillor, Mrs. Pelahosky. Candidates, let's start our formal debate-style questions. When the floor is turned over to you, you'll have 90 seconds to answer each question. Speaking order tonight has been decided by a coin toss prior to the taping, and Mr. Copeland will start us off first. First question, what sets you apart from your mayoral candidate?
Well, what sets me apart is experience being mayor already for three years. Have a lot of connections with the provincial government, federal government, First Nations, Four Wing, got good relationships with the present colonel. The advantage is that very knowledgeable in terms of the financial situation with the city of Cold Lake and how provincially we are with the rest of the communities. Have good relationship with all the mayors. It's because you're the mayor for three years, you sort of go to separate conferences and meetings than present council. But certainly the experience and just the commitment, my agenda, as you could say it, is council driven, and the mayor speaks on behalf of council, and the present council is being focused on something has to change in Cold Lake. And so the mayor, the next term mayor will follow council's direction and what that will be. But certainly good relationship with the MLA for our area, Ganyalescu, and certainly that's something that we're in her face to make sure she's fully aware of what's going on in the city.
Excellent. And Mrs. Pelahosky, let's turn it over to you. What sets you apart from your opponent?
Well, I have more experience on council, being that I've served there for 9 years already. And I've also worked in the community for 17 years, volunteering on several boards, so I feel I have the ear of the community. I know what the citizens want, what they've been asking. I've been going door to door, and has been confirming with me what they want better services for our city. They want potholes fixed. They want to know what their taxes are going for. So I feel I have their heart, I have their perspective and what they want for our city. But at the same time, I feel I can look at the broader picture and realize that we do need to go to the provincial government and lobby for a better deal for Cold Lake. I do have good working relationships with our regional partners and all levels of government with our federal representative, our provincial representative. And so I feel that I've already got a good start with good working relationships, so it's not going to be hard to step into that position and just start from scratch. I've already have that developed.
Excellent. Second question, we're just going to flip-flop answers here, so Ms. Pelahosky will take the first answer to the second question. Second question, it came out in the news recently, Cold Lake is facing a major infrastructure deficit. If elected, what are the first infrastructure initiatives for change that you hope to put in place? Take us away.
Okay, yes, we have a $150 million infrastructure deficit, and it is too much for our taxpayers to handle. We would have to raise taxes to an exorbitant amount, and that's not fair to our taxpayers. So the only other alternative is to go to the provincial government. Now, just recently we received a letter from our minister stating that the oil sands secretariat is going to do a review of Cold Lake and to see if we can get a fair deal that Fort McMurray got. We feel that we are a mini Fort McMurray, and we've been impacted by the oil sands development, and so therefore we need to go to the government and lobby hard to make sure that we get funding to fix our infrastructure deficit. At the same time, I think that we should also lobby our provincial association, or AUMA, to go to the province just to find a solution in how the disparity that exists in the province today and how the oil revenue is dispersed, that we need to find a solution to fix that problem as well.
Excellent. Let's hand it over to Mr. Copeland here. So it came out in the news recently, Cold Lake facing a major infrastructure deficit. If elected, what are the first infrastructure initiatives for change that you hope to put in place?
Well, what you're going to do is sit down with the next council and go over the entire city. They're going to get orientated on how bad it really is, and sit down and figure out what they're, try to do a 3-year capital project plan with the council, see where they want to invest their money. At the same time, you're going to be working with Treasury Board Minister Snellgrove and setting up a relationship in terms of trying to get one-time funding for the city. And right now, they direct you to work with the Oil Sands Secretariat. We had done that in 2008, worked with that department and hoping to get one-time funding. So the idea is that the province will come in and invest some significant money. You're talking anywhere from $100 to $150 million needs to be snapped into the community right away. At the same time, you got to look at the revenue stream for the city, because it's primarily residential taxes. Something needs to change, whether it's a better sharing of the assessment from the rural county, whether it's MD of Bonneville, but also the air weapons range tax all goes to Lac County right now. And it's all, the access for the air weapons range is all controlled by D&D, and they're part of our community, so that needs to be looked at. And also the royalties. There's $3 million a day in royalties that goes to Edmonton, to the province, every day, and we need a better sharing of that. In Northeast British Columbia, they share that money.
Excellent. That is our first two questions. We'll pick up the third on the other side of this break.